I'm on my way to Sunnyside campsite. It's down some lanes near Nantwich. In fact, it's not really that far from Nantwich at all, to be fair. What I'm going to be doing tonight, you'll have seen probably in one of my other videos that I got a one-man tent, mountain cattle. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up so that you can go and have a look at it if you want to. But while I was camping in that tent, one of the things I did sort of part way through the night is I opened up the door and popped my head out, had a look around at the sky. I was kind of enjoying myself looking up at the moon and the stars and watching the clouds sort of scoot across the sky. But I was only getting like a small bit of the sky because of the tent, basically. So I kind of figured, what happens if I don't bother taking a tent at all? So today, the panniers are empty and my top box is empty. Everything I need is in my Lomo bag. I've brought no tent. I've brought my Dutch Army M90 sleeping bag and its bivvy bag and an airbed. And I'm going to sleep in the open air at Sunnyside campsite. Now, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I kind of just kept an eye on the weather forecast, and I'm going to check it this morning. It says it's going to be sunny all day and it's going to be dry all night. So that was it. I booked the campsite, picked up my bag that had already been packed, put it on the back of the bike, and here I am. The airbed I'm going to be using is my usual. It's Trekology UL 140, I think it is. It's about 4 inches thick when it's inflated. But this bivvy bag that comes with the M90 sleeping bag has got 2 straps across the back, and that will stop the airbed from moving around. Normally the way I manage to stop the airbed moving around is put it in a bloody tent, you know what I mean? It's not going to go anywhere if it's in a tent. But on open ground, it's just going to slide out from under me and I'll end up lying on the floor. And at my age, that's going to hurt a little bit. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it inside the straps, inflate it, and then get into my sleeping bag and settle down for the night. Now, I don't think we're that far away from the campsite at the moment. My sat-nav is sort of saying it's pretty much imminent. Can't be far off now because they say they've got a canal somewhere near the campsite, so there you go, can't be that far off. Keep my eyes peeled for tents. I have of course brought all my usual stuff for inside my sleeping bag. Couple of yellow bottles, tablet, cables, power pack, glasses, mobile phone, Bluetooth headset, and I brought a single gas cooker with a box with their sort of basic stuff in it. But that car behind me would be going a lot quicker down here if it weren't for me. Well, I'm here. Right, what's this? Okay, so I was directed to a nice little spot by the main utilities block, and I was told I could put my bike on the path. So I brought a gas cooker and my little box of my usual supplies, soup, tea, porridge. And there I am, all set. You see the kettle there, and you can see the fully inflated bag. Nice sunset, got a nice bit behind the trees. It was alright this, you know. And I was right by the utilities block as it happened, so right by the toilets, the showers and the kitchen. Look at that. Lovely looking bike. Okay, it's time to leave. I had a good comfortable night's sleep. I woke up about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning and had a look up at the sky. Nice clear sky. Plough was up there. Forgotten what I'm supposed to do with the plough. I know if you follow 2 of the stars you get to the North Star, but I've forgotten which 2 I'm supposed to follow. And I did see a bright light go across the sky. In the past when I've seen that, it's been a satellite. This was a bit slower than what I was expecting, and it disappeared fairly early as I went across the sky. So I don't know what it was, as it happens. What I did find was that the airbed was a bit scrunched up by the 2 straps under the bivvy bag, and effectively I slipped off the airbed, so I was kind of part on the hard floor. I had to readjust things a little bit part way through the night. But now that I've tried it and been really comfortable about it, it's time to look at bivvy bags, I think. Got 2 in mind. There's a Miltech one that's 3 layers, but I've seen someone using that. I've watched a few videos. Now he looked a bit cramped in there, and I'm fairly certain putting my Trekology airbed in there will make it impossible to get into. But not a bad price at £60. And then I'm looking also at the Dutch Army hooped bivvy. Now this looks a bit roomier and a bit bigger, bit of space above my head, but it is a little bit more expensive. At the moment I've seen good ones for around £160 or something like that. I wouldn't mind trying to get a cheaper version. And I've seen some reviews on it. It's got some pretty good reviews on its uses, but you do still need to bear in mind it's a bivvy bag, it's not a tent.